Welcome to a Starter and a Chaser podcast with your hosts, Joe Clarke and John Passow.
Never piss off the pancakes. Oh, welcome to another episode of a Starter and a Chaser podcast. I am John Passow.
I'm Joe Clarke, and I'm going to go check the pancakes real quick.
Yeah, just be nice to him.
Right.
Be nice to him.
Maybe after the show. Maybe I'll do this first.
Yeah. But speaking of the show, what do we have today, Joe?
Tincup Rye whiskey.
From Colorado.
It's kind of rye we like, too. The high-proof rye.
Mm-hmm.
Or I should say the high mash bill rye. So.
Joe, why do they have a tin cup on this? And why is it named tin cup?
Well, because they know I'd be walking around the streets and need something to drink it out of while I have the bottle. What else would you need it for?
Well, that, and it's named after Tincup, Colorado, which is a mining town, and the miners used to drink, not the young people, the coal miners and such, used to drink out of tin cups, which is kind of they've got a
Seems familiar.
tin cup theme, and who else did a tin cup, Joe?
I just saw it. It was Stranahan's, actually. It's sister company to Stranahan's.
So Tin Cup is started in 2014 by Jess Graber, and it's now owned by Proximo Spirits, and Jess Graber started Stranahan. So there is a theme going on here. But I'm interested in the Tin Cup right now, and it's got some...
It is grassy, too.
No legs.
Woo!
So the rye is jumping right out.
Oh, yeah. So this is a 95% Midwestern rye with 5% barley, and it is 3 years old at 90 proof, like John said before. Mm-hmm. But I like my ryes to be a high percentage of rye. When I getting into ryes took a little work for me in the beginning, but now it's just like, give me the 100% or give me the 90% or the 75%. Because with ryes, you only technically, to be a straight rye whiskey, need to be 51%. I always call that a high rye bourbon when you're drinking that kind of. So, just personal preference. That's
personal preference. All right. So the rye really jumps out at you. And
this is very floral.
Okay.
Very vanilla-y. Brown sugar. This one's really earthy, too. You get that with your high percentage ryes. I haven't actually drank, or we haven't done a high percentage rye in a while here.
No, it's been a while, yeah.
They bring that earthiness to it, grassiness, kind of, hayfield scent to it, outdoorsy, mulchy. You get a lot of that with these ryes, especially the high percentage ones such as this, and I am dying to try it because of that.
Well, let's take a minute and talk about...
I've never had this, actually. I've had tin cup bourbon. I've never had, or whiskey, I've never had their rye. So.
And by the way, the rye is actually not made in Colorado. It's distilled and aged in Indiana, sent to Stranahan's afterwards. They proof it down with water from Colorado that they're famous for, and it's bottled there at Stranahan.
So this is sourced. I bet I could guess where from, being 95%.
Canada.
That makes sense.
Oh, wait, no. Indiana.
GP.
Ooh, complex.
That is familiar.
There is some chocolate going on, and then it's just like an intermingling of rye spice and grass. And ooh, what'd you get on your first sip?
Super spicy. It's definitely rye. It is a familiar taste. I've had some of these sourced ryes before, and I love them because it's really good. Mm-hmm. This is each take that I have, though, just because you have a company that sources something, they put their own spin on it, so you get different flavors out of it too. This is super earthy. I get almost kind of a little musty note to it, smoky kind of musty note to it. Little brown sugar. I'd like to go in for another one to kind of reacclimate.
Spicy.
That spice builds.
Spicy meatball.
That's perfect.
Ooh. Yeah, and that is just like, that screams rye. I mean, it's got like the rye bread going on.
Super earthy, super spicy, super grassy. Very vanilla. I'm getting a lot of vanilla in this, getting the brown sugars. A little bit of the barrels kind of building in the background for me.
I get the vanilla on the sides of the top for me.
It's prickly. This is prickly.
Yeah. And what was this, 90 proof?
Yeah, 90 proof, yeah. It's an easy drinker.
Yeah.
It's just super spicy. A lot of...
This in a Manhattan.
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I know what I'm doing tonight. filming more episodes of the podcast. But after that,
old-fashioned too.
Old-fashioned would be good.
Yeah, right.
I think a Manhattan with this.
Okay, all right.
Oh, wow. Okay, I'm excited now.
Yeah, there you go.
I'm getting. It's good. Are you getting any like caramel? For me, it's like kind of on the aftertaste, and it's buried under a lot of stuff, but I'm not getting a lot of caramel. It's that heavy rye for me. Right,
heavy rye, earthy, vanilla is mostly what I get in that as far as the sweetness goes. Mm-hmm. Yeah, not a whole lot of caramel on the back end of this. Actually, it's a little marshmallowy to me.
Really?
About mid palate. Yeah, it's got a nice funky sweetness to it, and I'm kind of equating that to a marshmallow taste for me.
Interesting.
Yeah. I like it.
Super long finish for this. I'm starting to get some like chewy barrel tannins now.
Sure.
Really long into the finish here.
Yeah.
This is super complex.
Yeah, it's good. Nice job.
Joe, final thoughts. Tincup Rye.
I think we kind of gave our final thoughts early, but I like it. It's really good. It's definitely, if you're a beginner rye drinker, this might not be for you because a lot of people equate the heavy spice with heat and alcohol, which it is not.
No.
You need to learn to differentiate that as you go on. But this is definitely experienced whiskey drinkers' rye whiskey here, for sure.
Absolutely. I highly recommend this. And if you are a rye fan, like Joe said, if you're just getting into ryes, I wouldn't go here. But if you are a rye fan, this thing is going to satisfy that itch.
Yes.
No problem. Yeah. I mean, it like whenever I take a sip of this, I just visualize rye grains. It's way to go, Jess. You picked some good spirits from Indiana.
Yes.
And nicely done.
Absolutely.
Done.
And water from the Rocky Mountains.
Rocky Mountain water. If you have drunken Rocky Mountain water, let us know in the comments below. Be sure to hit subscribe, and we will be back next week with another episode of a Starter and a Chaser podcast. Now we've got to go check on the pancakes because we need to pamper them further.
It's funny too because they just paged me and I didn't even realize I had a pager still. See you guys.